Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Tech Productions. Today, Bankrupt joined again by Jimmy and Jake.
Prove it.
What's going on, y'all?
And today's matchup is, well, it's Jimmy versus Jake. We got some blue on blue action. It was a very 50-50 at the locals. 50% of people played blue. Everyone else played different colors. Jimmy has brought back Son Gohan with a little bit twist. You also saw his profile yesterday, actually, where it has a little bit more yellow into the deck. And then Jake has brought back Gotenks. Guys, let's take it away. Oh yeah, there's buttons, links. Click them. All right, let's get into this.
What is there to talk about? It's a blue on blue matchup.
Your mindset, what you're expecting, because you guys kind of seen both these matchups. Actually, have you played against Gotenks? I can't remember if you played him last week or not.
Yeah, he played last week.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, what happened, my mindset was I looked at my hand and I said, this is exactly what he has. And then I think he probably looked at his hand and was like, oh, that's probably exactly what he has too.
Yeah, very similar hands. I didn't really know what to expect because I knew that you had made some changes to the list. So mostly I was just going to try and stick with my game plan and build a little bit of value early and then try and survive a turn 3 or 4 push and then maybe win on turn 5, which is kind of like the overall goal of this deck considering the way the format's going right now. Like, had this been the tag team Trunks in my hand, I could have played a 15k blocker and drawn a card for 1 energy on turn 1, which would have been really nice. And then here, I'm just going to combo and take damage anyway.
Yeah, like I said, we're playing the exact same deck.
All right.
Except you have a bunch of Trunkses in there, and I have a bunch of Vegetas.
So yeah, that's the main difference.
Yeah. But if you could see where I was flashing my hand, I put in the Zamasu super combos as well as some arrival targets for those cards. I was a little nervous in my opening hand, and this was like a theme throughout the entire night, where I was just getting flooded with my blue-yellow and non-mono blue cards, which usually isn't a problem because you do get to basically reset your hand with Gohan, but I had to find an outlet to dump all of these cards to begin with, whether that's onto the field for effects from like the Goku Vegeta, from effects like the Vegeta Z battle card. It's just I have to find a route to be able to get these cards out of my hand. The super combos are not a problem, but the blue-yellow battle cards are more of a problem.
Yeah, speaking of blue-yellow battle cards being a problem, looking back, I went into this Piccolo way too early on this turn knowing you were in blue-yellow, and I was punished for it pretty heavily with that super combo.
Usually, like myself as a player, I tend to hold on to cards like the Zamasu super combo for more impactful parts of the game, like being able to tap down like maybe something like a Baby Ape triple striker, or like a big boss monster. But in Gohan, since the tempo clock is set so much higher, it feels a lot more comfortable to burn super combos, while I'm at a high life total, even before I've awakened, because I could comfortably take that dual attack. But I know how you want to interact with the combo area and stuff, and I don't know exactly at what pace you can do that. So tapping down a dual attacker in a deck that I know you like to combo in was what I felt was the best option.
Yeah, I don't think that was bad at all. I mean, really, I was just going for pressure throughout the rest of the turn, and tapping him down made me pass on a turn that I could have pretty easily awakened and continued to pressure you. So overall, it was a really good heads-up play.
And like I said, we're playing the exact same deck.
Yeah. Knowing this in the future, maybe instead of going and getting the pan, at least for me, with you having these Zamasu combos, it might be better just to give him barrier and then go in with the dual attack.
Which is another reason why this Piccolo is just such a fantastic card. It's just so versatile, and it does pretty much everything you can need in a blue deck for 2 energy. It's like your hand's not great, get a draw, plus a 5k combo. If you're just trying to put pressure and not worry about what your opponent has in their hand, give it barrier. Like, the card is just so damn good. Like, this is like easily becoming one of my favorite cards in the entire game.
Yeah, it's one of the better cards out of Zenkai Series 2 for sure. Just by design and in power level. Just an A+ card. Really like how you can flex between value and pressure with this thing.
I do like that it also has the option just to play the pan as well. While that is specifically made for the Kidnap Gohan package, where you can play the 4-drop dual attacker right after that, blows up something. I don't like that package. I know it's had a little bit of success in the Gohan list, but it's I don't know. I just don't really vibe with that package just because of the setup, and giving your opponent the pan is sometimes risky. But I do like having that option just to snag the pan out of the deck for 1 energy, because in a lot of matchups, 1 draw can change the entire game. So having basically a 1-drop cantrip built into this Piccolo as well is awesome.
I mean, not just but we talked before, like, initially what you're doing there, you're thinning the deck out, and then you're drawing another card on top of that. And that just means you're able to draw into the cards you want to more easy on a transition. Like, the Gohan package is nice for what it was, but that's way too much energy, in my opinion, to invest into trying to get that off. When you can just pay 2 for Piccolo and get a combo card for just playing him.
Yeah. So I choose not to Z-charge the pan here, just to give me 2 targets in the drop area for the Goku Vegeta. Just for a little setup. I probably could have expended an extra card out of my hand, but if you're curious why I did not Z-charge the pan, is just to have a guaranteed 0-cost 5k for Goku Vegeta and my Z energy. And you are utilizing this card to great effect because this card busted in Gotenks.
That is one of Jake's favorite tools, I think, in this set.
The interaction of it is so good. As long as you don't have a card in the combo area already when you activate it, you don't have to play it from the Z energy, and it's just pretty much infinitely reusable. And in Gotenks, when you get a second swing off of your leader, it's basically just a free +1 for 1 energy every turn. Well, 2 energy, but you get a rebate on it. So, you get that energy defensively at the very least, but still just really good value and pressure. Like, in a game state like this, where I don't really have to race him for very much, he's kind of turning it into that now by playing a little bit more. But I don't have to commit anything to the board if I don't want to, and I can just slowly grow my hand over the course of a few turns.
So I do remember saying at this point, like, this does feel bad, but looking back on it, I felt like that was really solid because I got 2 battle card plays, a draw, and I got to tap down your leader, so it stopped a 25k attack as well as an additional draw.
Yeah.
I did have to expend 2 super combos on that, plus my Goku Vegeta Z battle card, but it still feels good.
Yeah, and these pink space Kais, I forget her name, Hidden Time Kai?
It's Supreme Kai of Time.
Supreme Kai of Time. These Supreme Kai of Time combos in your list are just disgusting. You're going to have so few cards in your hand anyway that she's basically always live.
I love this card in this list. I've seen a lot of lists go to the Deluge cards, and I do run the Fascia in this particular list just to give me more yellow targets for Arrival. But I feel like the pan is just so much stronger, or the Supreme Kai is so much stronger, just because it can be played on any card. It doesn't have to be a specified color battle card. It is a off-color card, and it has come to bite me. But the amount of times that I've, drawn 3 off my leader, and I draw into 2 Kais, and then like whatever other battle card, and I'm like, well, they just can't kill me on this attack. Like it's just disgusting. And I'm still considering going to 4 and just running 8 super combos in the list.
Yeah, I think you should. It's basically a free super combo. Maybe you come down a little bit on some yellow stuff in the list and just lean more heavy into those.
So with my deck relying so much on the battle step, the baby hatch coming down is really, really disruptive. Where on like a regular floodgate, like a bottom deck or whatever, I will usually try to play through that a little bit just to get a little bit more value. But you just saying you can't attack like pretty much turns off all of my options.
Yeah. Looking back, I probably played it a little bit early, considering all the barrier you've got on the field, and with like Z cards and stuff. I didn't get the value out of this cell that I thought I would when I cast it. And maybe had I let you conduct a little bit more of your turn, maybe there would have been a couple more targets for him to suck up here, and I could have got a little bit more value.
Yeah, the baby hatch kind of forced me into the Goku play because pretty much every card in my hand requires a battle step to get out. And here, this Kefla is fantastic against Z battle cards, especially the ones that restand off of an activate main. And if your locals is really heavy on those type of cards, I would suggest running the Kefla. If not, just stick with the Zamas. But I really like how the Kefla worked out at this particular locals. But pretty much every card in my hand would have forced me to be in a battle step or swing to get any value off of it. This Goku Z battle card is the only card that I had that I could play, and it wouldn't. I would just get pure value off of it just from having it on the field.
Yeah. So, like, maybe playing Baby Hatch that early wasn't really the call, because it kind of forced you into a single play line, which Cell can't interact with. So, if Cell was my plan, which it was, I remember, maybe, like, waiting for some of these Goku Blacks or something to come down and try and get a little bit more value.
I think for sure, because Cell, while it did remove some pretty valuable cards on my end, which really, really sucked, I still was able to keep everything that I needed for the Goku itself, and then a multi-character card on field.
Yeah. So Cell ended up kind of being a nothing burger for me. Watching me, like watching back and watching the way I'm playing this game, it's really clear to me I have no clear concept of what your or really what my own deck is capable of. I feel like jamming that hatch pretty early kind of showed me that the deck is pretty weak defensively, and maybe in future versions I'll beef that up a little bit, because that shouldn't really be a problem in a blue deck.
I mean, that's why you test decks at locals and not at regionals.
Oh yeah.
That's something that I try to do every week. If I'm playing the same deck back to back, I will try to change out cards and test things and find out what feels the best. And if you watch any profile, I'm like, hey, I'm trying this out. I would probably change this to this or whatever. I might do another profile in the future if I change it pretty drastically. Like, I tried out the blue-yellow package. I do like the blue-yellow package in Gohan. I'm probably going to go back to a more mono-blue version of the deck. But I think locals is the best time to play, because there is a little bit of pressure, but not major pressure on you to do well.
Yeah, it's like an elevated friendly, at least in our locals.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I saw you had 1 energy up, and you were trying to peg me down to 2 life, and I in the entire time I was like, he has a Champa, and I think at one point after I comboed out of the Broly, you went, damn, and I went, you got a Champa in hand, and you were like, maybe.
Yeah, that might have been just straight bait. I don't think I had a Champa in the hand at that point, and I was just trying to get you to combo as much out of your hand as possible, forgetting that you could just draw it back.
Well, the cards that I had, and I even comboed cards off the field, so yeah, that was an incredible bait, if so. Because I would have actually liked to keep the cards I had in my hand, and plus the cards that I comboed off the field, I would have really liked to keep those.
Yeah, we'll see here in a second if I flash my hand at all, if I had the Kai or not, because I don't ever really run straight Champa.
That is fair, yeah. That is true. And look at us playing the same exact damn deck.
Yep. Man on a mission. Lucky for me.
It's been so weird playing a blue deck that doesn't run like all of the regular blue staples, because I see Dimension Magic come down and I'm just like, huh?
Or playing a blue deck with an Overrealm in it. How about that?
That is true.
That feels weird. We both done it this game.
That is very true.
So 2 life left, but I've got 2 energy up. And anybody who's played against blue knows that Jimmy's got an uphill battle if he wants to kill me on this turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Now he's got to be pretty careful, although I don't activate it here. With that 3 energy up, he could be walking into the new 8-drop Gohan rare, which would have been really good for me, especially if he comboed heavy on that swing. But unfortunately, we didn't see it.
I was pushing to be able to pop the Goku on the Gohan Piccolo swing and just triple strike your last 2 life. I wouldn't be able to combo heavy on it, but if I remember correctly, your hand was like pretty low, so I could either get you into like a crippled state where you just start I think if I remember correctly, you don't have any cards, or you only had like 1 or 2 cards in hand at the time.
It's not very many. I think nothing, honestly, right here.
And Vegito play
Triple
was
strike, right?
very scary.
Yeah.
Yes.
Probably should have swung with leader first, but I didn't want to give you an extra card, but I would have gotten to draw 2. But forgetting that you're going to activate your effect and easily get out of this 35k, and that's the game. I can't defend myself on the crackback with no hand.
Yeah, with that also being kind of a situation where I don't know if you knew Jimmy's deck, but like it's a blue deck. He may have 1. I know Gohan wants to limit the extra cards in your hand, but he had enough life to crack it at Dimension Magic and just reset energy if he needed to.
Yeah, I was pretty sure he didn't run them, but at that point, I felt like I didn't have another option. I had to take the 50-50 on him having 1 or not.
In this particular build, I'm only running 1 extra card, that being Chode's Army Reinforcements.
And with that being said, thank you for opportunity. Keep in mind, there's buttons down below. Feel free to click them there for a reason. Guys, lead us out.
Remember to read your cards and know your plays. Let us make the mistakes so that you don't have to. Fluff out.